God consciousness. You need to be God conscious because you are made in the image of God. God wants us to be to be conscious of being God because He made us in His image. Because we are having His image, He gave us the land, air, and waters, and all in daring to dominate because of the kind of consciousness He wants us to operate with. So He gave us dominion over everything, so we can act, think, and function as gods, operate as He does. So if you are not dominating your world of business, it could be certain that the reason is because you are not being God conscious. Jesus said in John 5 verse 19 that I do what I see my Father doing. And this is one of the reason, or one of the success secrets of Jesus in his ministry and career on earth. He will not have done much if he were not conscious of God. So he was conscious of God in every step that his father was taking. He says, I do what I see my father do. So he was conscious of every step and move of the father. That was behind, and that gave him the secret behind his success on earth. As a man on earth, that gave him the secret to achieve all he achieved. So if you are not excelling in life, it could be certain that it is because you have not been God conscious. So you must be God conscious to excel in all your endeavors. You must be God conscious. In Hebrews 1 verse 1 to 2, the Bible says, God who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, as in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds. God, by his Son, made the worlds. Did not just fold his hands. He had to be conscious of his Son, and he made the world by his Son. He did not do the world on his own, telling us that he was conscious of the Son, and the Son also was looking unto him. They are walking hand in hand. So God did not create the world on his own. He was conscious also of the Son, and he made use of the Son. Hallelujah. So God said to Adam, be fruitful and multiply, because this is a God consciousness. God consciousness is to increase and make progression, to be fruitful and multiplying, making increase and being productive. God, in his unique consciousness, he said, let us make man in our image. He said, let us make man in our image. He was talking to the Son and to the Spirit, to his Spirit. He said, let us make man in our image. In other words, in his consciousness, he thinks productivity, he thinks creativity, he thinks production, he thinks of what to do, he thinks of progress. God is progressive because of his consciousness. In the beginning, the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And God did not sit still or stay still to the formlessness and voidness of his environment. He was conscious of his environment, and he said, let there be light. He was conscious because of his consciousness of his environment. He began to create. He began to create things, begin to create the world, because it was consciousness. Because he was conscious of his environment. He was conscious of himself. He was conscious of the Son. That with this Son, with the Word, with myself, I can create this thing. With myself as God, I can do this. He did not sit still and wait for eternity. He will have folded his hands for eternity. But no, he did something out of nothing. He had to do something out of nothing. Why? Because he was conscious that as a God, he can do this. it, because as a God, he has a consciousness of thinking, of productive, of what to do and how to do it, and he has the way to do it, because he was conscious towards it. We must do something. Even when there is nothing, we can do it when we are conscious of God. When you are conscious of God, you begin to see what he does or what he's doing. And how can you see what he's doing? Is when you are conscious of him. When you are conscious of God, you will see the move of God. You will see the hand of God. You hear the word of God. You see the written hand of God, because you are conscious of him. You see all what he is doing, all what he is saying, because of your consciousness of him. So even when there is nothing, we can create something out of nothing when we become conscious of God, just as Jesus was conscious of God the Father on earth. Jesus Christ has given us a blueprint on how we as flesh can be productive here on earth. He has given us a blueprint that as a flesh, as a carnal man, you can be spiritual, you can see what God is doing, and that can be your secret, be your success secret here on earth. You can see, you can do what God is doing. That can become your secret on earth. So we must be God conscious, and when we are God conscious, it's then we can begin to create things. It is then that we can begin to be productive in life. If you're not God conscious, you cannot be productive in life. So God thinks of creating man. So God in his unique consciousness, he thinks of creating man. He thinks of creating the light. He thinks of separating the heavens from the heavens. He looked at all he had done, thought about them, and confirmed them that they are what? They are good, because he was conscious of them. He looked at the air and said, let the birds come out of the air. And he looked at the waters and he said, let the fish come out of them. And on the land, he looked at the land and he said, let the trees come out of them. He looked at the man he had made in his image and said, it is not good that the man to be alone. I will make an helpmate for him. So God made an helpmate for him. So he was conscious of the life of the man and made the woman for him. He was conscious of the thin and scanty air and made the birds out of it. So also the waters and the lands. So if you must be productive in all your endeavors and be a blessing to your world, then you must be what? God conscious. You must be God conscious if you want to be productive in life. Without you being God conscious, there is nothing you can do. Jesus Christ says, without me, ye can do nothing. John 15 verse 5, he said, without me, that he wants us to be God conscious. The Lord wants us to be conscious of him. So he said, without me, ye can do nothing. So I present to you that I declare to you that you must be God conscious from now henceforth in Jesus' mighty name. Be conscious of him now in your life so you can see what he's doing and begin productivity in Jesus' name. Amen. God consciousness.